Whether you're visiting Cortland, New York, or you're a longtime resident of our community, consider a peaceful stroll through the Cortland Rural Cemetery for a unique historic, natural, and cultural experience. Located just moments from historic downtown Cortland, and directly adjacent to the beautiful and vibrant SUNY Cortland campus, the Cortland Rural Cemetery gently rises above the city, with nearly 50 acres of winding drives, lawns, and countless trees amid islands of individual graves, family mausoleums, and monument groupings, many of them dating back over 150 years. In fact, founded in 1853, our cemetery is a perfect example of the 19th century concept of a rural or garden cemetery. In those days, cemeteries were consciously designed to provide a scenic relief from the crowds and clatter of urban industrial centers. Here, families could take a leisurely stroll, indulge in a carriage ride, visit with neighbors, or even picnic on the ample lawns near the resting places of their loved ones, contemplating life and man's place in this vast natural world.
When my great-grandfather, Albert Warfield, served on the cemetery board right around the turn of the century, our cemetery grounds were a real focal point of the community. At that time, people would routinely walk here, socialize here, and they often packed a picnic lunch which they would enjoy while visiting the graves of their loved ones on summer evenings.
Today, these self-same characteristics continue to make the Cortland Rural Cemetery a special and peaceful place to visit for both families of the deceased and the community at large. Regulated by New York State, we are a non-denominational, non-profit institution unaffiliated with any municipality or religious entity. As a fully operational cemetery, we offer the memorial markers of over 19,000 citizens, many of them notable. Designated veteran sections for the honored dead of every American war and conflict, including the Revolutionary War, the War of 1812, and the Civil War. A Jewish cemetery, managed by Cortland's temple Bris Shalom. Several historic buildings, including the Gibson Memorial Chapel, still used for memorial services and other suitable events. And an ongoing inventory of burial plots, cremation niches, and indoor mausoleum spaces for sale at reasonable prices. Supported primarily through modest revenues generated through operations, individual donations, volunteers, and grants from supportive foundations, our cemetery, like so many other independent cemeteries across New York State and the nation, has had to overcome financial strains resulting from declining burials, increased cremations, and other trends. To counter these financial challenges, our board of directors embarked on an innovative strategic plan to better leverage our cemetery's many historic, natural, and cultural attributes.
So basically, the board had what I would call kind of an epiphany. We came to realize that if you look at the cemetery through multiple lenses, through a historical lens, through a natural lens, through a cultural lens, you start to see the cemetery in a new light. As a result of that, municipalities support us, the public supports us, and granting organizations are more inclined to support us as well.
By returning to our heritage as a park-like social setting and reimagining the cemetery as a destination, today's Cortland Rural Cemetery is experiencing a renaissance of sorts, as visitors and residents alike see us in a new light and experience our cemetery in new ways, including miles of cemetrails, featuring educational signs and a self-guided tour. Cultural events like concerts, theater, historic talks and tours, and the mutually beneficial co-location of the Cultural Council of Cortland County on cemetery grounds. Resources and tools for local history and genealogy research. And our first steps towards the creation of an accredited arboretum.
So far we've had Dr. Steve Broyles from SUNY Cortland come and look at the trees that we have on site. We have 300 different species and we've tagged 30 of them as notable trees and labeled them for the public to come view. In the years to come, the cemetery plans to develop a full-fledged arboretum, which will include a planting program, a proactive maintenance program, and educational outreach for the community.
In short, while ever mindful of our solemn duty to memorialize our community's deceased loved ones, the Cortland Rural Cemetery can also now be enjoyed and appreciated by the living.
Someone was planning a visit to come and visit Cortland or Cortland County. I would certainly encourage them to spend some time in the Cortland Rural Cemetery. And for people that have lived here for years and years, I would encourage them to rediscover the Rural Cemetery and see what's going on and the plans they have. I think they'll be pleasantly surprised as to what's going on and how it adds to our community experience.
Visiting Cortland for a day or a long weekend? Looking for a new experience, even if you've lived here for years? The Cortland Rural Cemetery has returned to its place amongst our city's other notable must-see destinations. We hope you'll visit us soon. Learn more at www.cortland-rural-cemetery.com and like our Facebook page to stay current on events, new features, and improvements to our grounds. Interested in volunteering or making a gift to the Cortland Rural Cemetery to help us continue our momentum? We'd love to hear from you.